the recording which I gave you, that quality was not optimal, so I decided to make one more video where I will be explaining to you two topics, basically the same concept. One is how to use a background image, and second, the image tag itself. Okay, so let's begin. First, we mentioned the document type, then the HTML equals to n. So this particular line, a lang equals to en, this means that in the HTML document we are going to be using the English language, or basically the document is in English. Next, we need the head tag. Within the head tag, first we are writing the title. Let's say our heroes. Next, meta cats equals to TF8. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that the meta tags provide extra information. In this case, the cat set equals to UTF-8 specifies which encoding scheme should this document be used in case of this document. Next is name equals to. Let me write this one first and then I'll explain. This will be a view code. There, done. See, basically this particular tag is responsible, or you have to use this tag for responsive web design. Now, what I mean by responsive web design? Nowadays, we majorly use mobile devices for accessing anything on the internet, rather than your PC or your desktop or your laptop at your home. We generally tend to prefer the mobile devices. Now, as you know that the mobile devices, the amount of screen space is limited, and when you compare with desktop or devices which you usually use like laptops, you will notice that mobile devices have lesser width. The width is lesser, the length is usually more, and this is in contradiction to what you have on, you can say, desktops. In desktop, for example, let me give an example. An HD resolution on let's say a low-end laptop is 1280 by 720. Yes, so on x-axis you go 1280 pixels, and on y-axis you go 720 pixels. So the width is usually more on desktops and laptops. On the contrary, in mobile devices the width is lesser and the height is longer. The x coordinate is less, the y coordinate is more. In such a case, if you have to render your web page appropriately on mobile devices, you need to use something called responsive web design. So this is something you have to include if you must ensure that your web page can be rendered appropriately on mobile devices. Okay? Now, question is, sir, is this the only thing that we need to do? No, there are a few more things in case of images, or in case of fonts. But since we are novice, or we are just starting to learn, this is, at this point, this is important, and at this much it is okay. Yeah, okay. Now we go to the next thing, which is the body. We end the body here. Now let's say till now we have used a color for the you can say background of the web page, and to use color we have used the attribute called bg color, and we have specified a color here. Okay. Now what we want is we want to use an image as the background of our web page. Okay, how to do that? We can use the background attribute BSKGROUND. Here. Now within this double quotation we need to specify the location where our image is located with respect to this particular HTML document. See, in our case, uh, the root folder is Kargil Heroes. Within that folder we have a subfolder called pics. Within this folder we have another picture whose name is Kargil Heroes. Yes, so what we need to do is dot forward slash, then name of the subfolder which is pics, and then name of the image along with its extension. Here, okay, this one is done. Now let's say we simply give a heading to header to write here for those who sacrificed for the motherland. Then done. Here, now we save it. We go to save as, and then we specify proportion. We give the name, let's say our heroes dot htm or html, anyone will do. Okay, we save it on yes. So our web page has been saved. Now we need to check it. Right click on it and go to open with. Any web browser will do. Let's say I'm using Google Chrome. Here, and we have it. The background is the image along with the header. So I hope this point is clear.